You want answers?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
You want answers?
You have offended my family.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth.
And you have offended a Shaolin temple.
You can't handle the truth.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Radical Rant.
What the hell is going on in New Mexico? I'm telling you, folks, the more stories that come out of New Mexico, the less we have to fear that Heisenberg is the bad torturing guy there, and the cops who are after him are the ones we got to watch out for. Now, this started a while back. You know, we did the story on the body cavity searches. That was the one where David Eckert was pulling out of a Walmart, and he didn't stop enough for the stop signs. The cops pulled him over, thought maybe he was hiding some drugs up his ass, brought over a canine dog that said, oh, yep, sure enough, there's a dog's up there. There's a smell there on the driver's seat. And they take him in to the hospital in another county, and they subject him to not one, not two, but 3 body cavity searches with their hands, and not one, but 2 x-rays, and not one, not 2, but 3 enemas. 8 different attempts to try to find something up this guy's ass. They don't find anything, right? Turns out also the warrant was invalid in the county they were in. The colonoscopy was, I forgot the colonoscopy. Don't forget the colonoscopy. The colonoscopy was done after the warrant had expired, and the drug dog hadn't been certified since 2011. So we were all outraged at that. And then you remember after that, we hear of another guy who apparently hears this in the news and go, well, damn, that happened to me. Maybe I ought to speak up. Timothy Young, this guy made a turn without signaling. Cops pulled him over, used the same uncertified canine, which of course alerted, took him to the same hospital in a different county, and gave him some of the same procedures, including manual anal probes and some x-rays. And again, different county, different dog, all that kind of stuff. And again, they don't find any drugs. And then we were shocked when we got a third report, this one of a woman crossing, now this was Customs and Border Patrol, but she was crossing from New Mexico into El Paso. Drug dog alerts to the presence of narcotics. She was strip searched, asked to spread her genitalia and cough, and female agents performed manual probes of her anus and vagina. When no drugs were found, she was taken to the El Paso University Medical Center, forced to defecate in front of medical staff, then an x-ray, then another cavity search of the vagina and anus, and another CAT scan. A CAT scan, and no drugs were found. So we were pretty shocked when not 1, not 2, not 3 stories came out. Now, a 4th story came out, and you may have seen this one on ABC News, where the mother is in the minivan. The black woman, she's in the minivan with her kids. She's got like 5 kids in the car, including her teenage son. Gets pulled over for speeding. The traffic stop is near Taos, New Mexico. The officer walks up to the vehicle, speaks with the driver, walks away, I guess to run license and registration, and then the van takes off. All right, so she's in the wrong. She takes off. When the cop had her pulled over, she hadn't asked if she was free to go. There's a short chase. They pull the van back over. The officer, pulls the driver door open and orders her out of the vehicle. She doesn't want to get out of the vehicle. There's a struggle. She's resisting arrest. Her teenage son comes around, the 14-year-old trying to, attack the cop. He pulls his taser and says, get back. The kid gets back in the car. This escalates to the point where the woman has got herself barricaded in the minivan. Now, she's got little kids in this minivan. One of the cops is taking his baton and beating the back window out. Now, imagine being the little kid in the back of this seat, and there's somebody who literally shatters the window coming after you, and there's screams going on. You can see this video. It's up on ABC News. There's links to it. And then when she, has had enough of the cops beating her window in, and again, I'm not necessarily saying she's behaving the proper way around police, but when she takes off, the cops pull their guns and start shooting at the van full of kids. And now this is freaking people out. Now, turns out when they arrest her, they do arrest her and charge her. What did she get charged with? Fleeing an officer, abuse of a child, resisting an officer, reckless driving, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So who wants to bet that part of what escalated this story is the mom going, shit, I got a pot pipe here. Oh shit, if I got this pot pipe, they're going to pull whatever. Or given the fact that she's heard some of the news stories going on in New Mexico about how the cops are really fond of, anally raping and vaginally violating all of these people that are suspected of drug crimes that maybe she thought, God, maybe I ought to get somewhere where it's a little safer. So we were outraged when it was that, right? We saw that video. It was like, oh my God. Wait till you get a load of this story. Woman claims officer sprayed mace on genitals, from KOB.com. A New Mexico woman claims she suffered for weeks after a Bernalillo County corrections officer strip searched her and sprayed mace in her vagina. According to court records, police arrested the woman for a probation violation tied to a previous drug case. While at the Metropolitan Detention Center, the woman said 2 officers strip searched her and asked her to bend over at the waist. That's when they noticed a plastic baggie protruding from her vagina. Instead of taking her to a doctor to have the baggie removed, she said one of the officers, a woman named Blanca Zapater, sprayed a chemical agent directly on her genitals twice. Her attorney said the chemical agent was mace. The woman said she suffered, quote, severe pain that lasted several weeks, including burning, swollen genitals, and painful urination, end quote, according to court documents. The official police policy at the Metropolitan Detention Center states that chemical agents are only used when there is a threat to the safety of staff or inmates. So I theorize here, my hypothesis is that somewhere along the line, baggies of drugs have leapt out of women's vaginas and viciously attacked police, thus requiring the mace to make sure the vicious, vaginally hidden baggie of drugs didn't attack. What the fuck? This is clearly torture. This is clearly a someone getting their sick jollies punishing someone. Yeah, the woman shows up to jail and she's got contraband tucked away. So, procedure is take her to the hospital, get rid of the contraband, add some more charges. That's what you do. But to spray mace on the woman? OMG. Of course, the lawyer says that his client, the woman, was cooperative with officers. Quote, our client did not resist the correction officers. She didn't give him a fight. End quote. She stripped. She squatted and coughed and bent over. That's where they found the baggie. Do you think stories like this are going to encourage the next woman who might be hiding some drugs, or might not, to want to be cooperative with the police? This is going to engender any sort of respect for law enforcement? Or does this escalate the simple holding of a pot pipe into something that makes you want to run from the cops? Does this escalate hiding some drugs in your body to something that makes you want to shoot your way out? This is the true harm of the war on drugs, is how much it has eroded our basic understanding of fundamental liberty and our basic relationship with officers who are supposed to protect and serve, not search and arrest. Protect and serve. Who was protected and served by this corrections officer spraying mace on the woman's vagina? They had already gotten the contraband. They'd already found the contraband. The woman was cooperative. The woman was not attempting to fight back against the officers in any way. But like terrorists and torturers across the globe, all you've done is incited the hatred, incited a want for vengeance, a want for violence against those who would perpetrate such harms, against people who, at most, in the case of the woman in the van, were guilty of speeding. And at most, in the case of the woman in the jail with the mace, a probation violation and trying to smuggle a little bit of personal amount of weed or drugs or whatever drug it was. And to think it's gone this far, and to think that we as a country are seeing this happen, and there's not widespread hue and cry, that there's not pitchforks and torches and people lining up at the legislature to call for an investigation of this, to call for an end to this. This is more than just, I want, the New Mexico State Police to look at it or the governor to form a task force. This is Department of Justice level stuff. This is FBI level. This is civil rights level stuff that needs to be investigated in New Mexico, because these things, like Abu Ghraib, for example, aren't just one-off little things that take place because a few people at the bottom of the chain of command are a couple of bad apples. No. Things do not get to this level without some level of wink-nudge approval from those above them. This must be investigated. Federal task force at minimum. There is something rotten in New Mexico, and it's not Heisenberg's blue meth. All right, folks, that's all the time we got here for Hour 1, but stay tuned for Hour 2, Toker Talk Radio. There's a 3-part interview with Kevin Sabet. I'm mentioned twice, so we're going to take a look at what sort of BS he's swilling around. For Brian the Red, I'm Radical Russ. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, take care of each other, Tokers.
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.
You take a seed, you plant it, you grow it, you dry it, you roll it, you smoke it. You take a seed, you plant it, you